Have you ever wondered what those $200 earbuds actually sound like, but you just couldn't drop 200 bucks on something you might leave behind, or something you might drop out of your ear, or sweat through in a year's worth of workouts? Yeah, same. So I think we're the kind of people that SoundPEATS had in mind when they made the Air5 Pros. And let me cut to the chase. These things sound fantastic. And right now they're on sale on Amazon for $59.98. So there's a link in the description for that, plus an additional 5% off coupon code. So yeah, I'm not gonna get into a full spec breakdown. And yes, SoundPEATS did send these to me for free to try out. But honestly, I was blown away at how they sounded right out of the box. So this is more of a real world experience because I have been using the SoundPEATS for about a week now. I've done a couple workouts, I've ran with them, I've listened to them around the house. I was surprised that they fit so well and they felt so comfortable. So I've owned a lot of earbuds over the past decade or so, and I've ran through a lot of them. I've sweat through some of them. I've gone from over the ear type, like these JLabs that I've got. These are the ones that the SoundPEATS are going to replace for me, and they don't sound as good. These SoundPEATS torch the JLabs as far as audio sound quality, even though on paper these JLabs have all of the latest codecs and everything, have the same diameter driver. I had these JLabs, which what I had to do was I had to really put the largest possible earbud on, or ear gel on these, to get any kind of bass response out of them. I've owned the Pixel Series A. These are pretty good for making calls and dealing with your phone, and they feel pretty good, but again, no bass even with the largest ear gels, and they're just not loud. SoundPEATS on every category as far as sound quality torch all of these, including the Beats that I used to have. I think they were the Beats Studio Pros, and I actually sweated through those. They were actually came with just a kind of like a paper covering and were glued on top. Whereas if you look at the grills on the SoundPEATS, they're actually like this nice looking, like I believe it's like plastic. So as far as build design, I think the SoundPEATS are pretty solid as well. Although I haven't endurance tested these for a year, and I can't attest to how they'll hold up, but they look pretty solid. So getting into a little bit of the technical details, the SoundPEATS Air5 Pros support all different kinds of codecs. And what codecs are basically the drivers that carry your audio. So it's basically the sound quality that's being delivered and the compression that's being delivered over Bluetooth audio. And these things support LDAC, which is actually higher quality than CDs, depending on your source. So they're definitely gonna sound very good. They also support Qualcomm Snapdragon sound, which uses AptX codecs. So the battery life is rated for 7 hours for just the earbuds, but one of the negatives, I don't think it will live up to that, especially if you're using a higher level codec, which you can choose within the app itself. So when I was using LDAC at the gym, I was getting about 50% after about 2 hours. But I can attest that these are super fast charging. I put them in the case, drove home, which takes me 7 minutes, and they were already from 50 to 90%. So that's a positive. I think what they did was, just like the car manufacturers, they're going to use a lower resolution codec and only have the volume like at 50%. So, you know, I think that's pretty much across the board. So when I first took them out of the box, they used the codec AptX, and I'm looking in the developer settings on my Android phone to tell all this stuff. But I found that the AptX version that my phone Pixel 8 Pro was using wasn't AptX adaptive. It was a higher sound quality AptX, and there was a little bit more latency. So when I switched over to YouTube, I could see a little bit of latency with people's mouths and their voices, but it sounded phenomenal when just listening to music. So when I switched over to LDAC, it kind of compensated for that a little bit. I don't really know how, because LDAC is actually I believe a higher sound quality than AptX, But anyway, it took away that latency and it still sounded just as good. So besides battery life, another slight negative is that the app requires you to register your email address before you're actually able to use it. And it is a little bit quirky. It had some issues getting the app to actually work, but once it was working, it seemed to do everything I needed it to do just fine. And by the way, these are Bluetooth 5.4 and they work on both Android and iOS. Anyway, I'm not trying to dive too deep into the weeds. If you want to do that, you can find me down in the comments. I'm small enough so that I can reply to every single comment you leave. So let's talk down there. So if you're thinking about picking up a pair, if you're just curious as to how these high quality audiophile kind of level earbuds sound like, use my affiliate link in the description plus the promo code. It helps the channel out and it saves you a little bit of money on top of that. So again, if you got questions or just want to nerd out, I'll be down in the comments. Anyway, guys, hope you have a good one. We'll see you in the next one.